Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at Adrian College TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
Continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. Years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree here, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
The stakes are high and the tensions are already flaring. We are live inside the Arrington Ice Arena as the Peters Cup is on the line as the Trine University Thunder come in to take on your Adrian College Bulldogs. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Herman. Happy to have you all join us here on ACTV, joined alongside by Sean Whitmer. Boy, oh boy, this is going to be an absolute spectacle on ice this evening. Not only is it a rivalry matchup, it's important for the national ranking, it's important for the NCAA, and also regular season championship on the line here tonight. 1 point is all that's needed by the Bulldogs to clinch that. A full sweep for Trine on the other side would get them the Peters Cup championship. We'll talk about Adrian first, 17-5-1 overall on the season, 13-5-1 in conference. They're doing absolutely phenomenal right now. Number one in the NCAA, and of course, as we mentioned, we only need 1 point, so a full win or heading to overtime will get that regular season championship. Number 3 in the national poll, and last week they handled business on both days against Concordia University of Wisconsin. They got a massive sweep over another NCHA team. Game number 1 was a 4-1 win, and on the other side, 8-1 on senior day. I think one of the important things to talk about, how about the performance of Patrick Saney? A hat trick in game number 1, 2 goals in game number 2, almost a double hat trick there. He was absolutely lights out.
Yeah, and Patrick Saney does that in a very common setting. It's anytime there's a game where Patrick Saney wants to go off, he will. He takes the game into his hands at will and does everything he wants with it. His teammates also set him up perfectly. There are a lot of players on this Bulldogs team with more than 10 assists, and they're going to look to add to those tallies today.
There are a lot of heavy hitters in point totals, as you were alluding to. And speaking of points, the senior class last weekend absolutely lights out. I think everybody combined for either a goal or an assist from that senior class, and great to see them celebrated and honored here at the Arrington Ice Arena. Game number 2, senior goaltender Jackson Bernard picking up the win. He had 21 stops in that game. Great for him to pick up the W as well.
Yeah, and while Jackson Bernard played great last weekend, tonight we're going to see Ryan Piros, and he is going to have to hold this Trine Thunder offense at bay. There's going to be some breakaways. We already know it's going to happen. Piros is going to have to stand tall.
We saw Piros last month, and we'll rewind the clocks back to the early parts of January. And January the 8th, of course, where the Bulldogs were over in Angola, Indiana, had the first game back in the second semester. Things, unfortunately, just did not go their way. Lucas Deeb would get the opening goal of that contest, but after that, it was all Thunder. Second and the third period, they scored 4 straight. Bulldogs would outshoot the Thunder 41-21 in that game, so they had the edge in offense, just could not find the back of the net. 0 for 6 on the power play. Bounces just were not going their way that weekend.
No, and the Bulldogs are a very talented team on the power play. They come in with a .277 power play percentage. The issue is that Trine Thunder defense, they hold their opponent's power play percentage to a .095. Just absolutely stellar. One of the best marks I've seen all season.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I think potentially one of the messages from head coach Adam Phillips going into this game is you got to score early and you have to hold on to the lead. They know that they're going to have to come out of the gate absolutely flying. This is a team that loves to play physical. They play hard to the end, but I think the Bulldogs have the skill to get around that.
Yes, they really do. And as you mentioned, they love to play physical. It has cost them some time in the box. They are just shy of 400 penalty minutes on the season, while the Thunder are underneath that 300 mark. But in the last matchup, the Thunder had 6 penalties, as you alluded to earlier. Bulldogs only with 2.
We'll see how special team units play a factor in today's game. And I think the other point, too, is they just need to step up and defend home ice. You rewind the clocks, not last weekend, but the weekend before, they were over in Wisconsin. They got a sweep over St. Norbert, which they hadn't done since February of 2022. And St. Norbert, as we know, has been a thorn in the side of the Bulldogs for a long time. So use that momentum against another really quality club and bring it in today against the Thunder.
Of course, one of those games went in the books as a tie, but if you count that as the win, it's 4 straight for the Bulldogs, and they are rolling coming into today. That's exactly what they need, but they also need to keep their attention high. As you mentioned, they go into overtime and they get the point. They get the Peters Cup. They don't want to go into overtime. They want to win in regulation. They have struggled all season in overtime. They've gone twice, and they are 0-1-1 so far this season. They want to win in regulation and carry momentum in to the NCAA playoffs.
Case in point, win in regulation, get through 60 minutes with a W. On the other side, the Thunder of Trine University also doing excellent this season. They're 15-6-2 on the year, 11-3-2 in the NCAA conference. They've got the number 2 spot. We've already been talking about it. They're a couple of points away from the Peters Cup as well. They need a full sweep over the weekend if they're going to clinch the regular season. Number 11 in the national poll right now. So 2 games that, for them, they also desperately need.
Yeah, and I think that's going to cause them to come out and play aggressive, play fast. A lot of what you said for the Bulldogs, but I think it might bite the Thunder in the foot a little bit more if they get themselves into the box because they know they can rely on their penalty kill unit, and the Bulldogs are going to look to vanquish that unit here today.
Last week, they swept Marian University at home. Game number 1, a 4-1 win. Game number 2, 6-4 in regulation. That was their senior day, so both of these 2 teams celebrating their senior class of 2026 and got big wins for that class as well. I think our player to watch for today is going to be Alexander Babbage from the Thunder. 23 games played, 11 goals, 20 assists for 31 points. After that, the next highest points guy is going to be Brody Simcoe with 29 points, but there's a big drop-off after that because everybody on the Thunder's roster, 19 and below after the top 2.
Yeah, but they play very good team hockey. They like to share the puck. Sure, there might not be as many guys grabbing the points like you see for the Bulldogs, but that's because this Thunder team likes to rely on their defense and just win by a couple goals. They're not trying to blow teams out. They are clawing and scratching for every single thing they get, which in a game like this could actually be more beneficial than blowing teams out over and over again because you're used to the really close fight.
Well, we'll take it down to ice level for our starting lineups, and there you see the first 6 out on the ice for the Thunder.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Babbage comes in 31 goals, 20 assists. You take a look over at Brody Simcoe, 20 assists, 9 goals. And they will round out their forwards with Jack Cooper, who has 8 goals and 3 assists. Their defensive pairing will be Sean Henry and Josh Wright. They combine for 21 assists and 7 goals. Wright has not grabbed a goal on the season, but the senior will look to change that today.
Only other thing that we really can look for from the Thunder is past 3 weekends, you look on paper, they've been significantly better in one day versus the other. It's kind of flip-flopped back and forth between whether it's day 1 or day 2. So a question mark on what we're going to see here from Trine.
Yeah, and they need it to be today. If they're going to have one game where they really come out and play aggressive, play hard, it needs to be today, because then you can get the Bulldogs on their back foot playing desperate tomorrow at your home ice and try to vanquish this #1 seed Bulldogs team.
On the other side, we got the first 6 out for the Bulldogs. As Sean, take it away.
Of course, forward's going to be Jacob Suede, 8 goals, 17 assists. You'll also have Frank Tefelsky with 10 goals and 12 assists. Alec Lovasek, 6 goals, 6 assists. And your defensive pairing will be David Clark and Nathaniel Bannister. They come in combined for 33 assists and 12 goals on the season.
Player to watch for the Bulldogs. Got to be the captain, number 12, Jake Suede. Absolutely lights out last week. He's been a rock for this team the entire season.
The biggest thing is he's got to stay out of the box. Obviously, he plays great on the ice, but he is very physical and he gets very emotional when things start to fall apart. You can't have that in this series. You can't afford a game misconduct that has you missing ice time in a very crucial situation. They have not won the Peters Cup in a couple years, and this is their chance to do so. You cannot miss out on this opportunity. It is theirs to lose.
I had a great opportunity to talk to Captain Jake Suede about what this Peters Cup would mean for him and his team, because back when he was a freshman, that was the last time that the Bulldogs were able to win it. From there, they went on to the Frozen Four. They were defending a national championship, lost in double overtime. But now that the younger guys can see it, they want to make it a reality. First period puck drop soon to be underway here at the Arrington Ice Arena. We're going to step aside for the national anthem. Thunder and Bulldogs right here at the AIA. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
These students who have worked so hard to achieve what so many never achieve. This evening you join the select company of people who hold a baccalaureate degree or a master's degree. You join a privileged group of individuals, a minority of persons in this country, and an even smaller fraction from around the world who have had both the opportunity to pursue higher education and the intelligence, discipline, and determination to reach this goal. You should be very proud.
I will unquestionably miss being an Adrian College Bulldog. I will miss the pink flowers that light up the campus each spring, the dining halls that prompt exchanges of, "How's your day been?" after a long day of classes, and the sporting events that fill students with pride. I will miss the way this campus instantly feels like home each time I set foot on that Bulldog mile.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Packed house inside the Arrington Ice Arena. Butts in seats from left to right and around the rink. We got a big-time showdown here in Michigan. It's the Thunder of Trine University taking on your Adrian College Bulldogs. Alex Herman, Sean Whitmer up here in the booth. Happy to have you all join us here on ACTV. This is a big-time matchup and really a pivotal point in both of these teams' seasons at this point.
Yeah, and I think we mentioned it in the pre-show, but the Thunder have to come out from the opening puck drop and play with their hair on fire. They have to bring everything on the ice early. They have to catch this Bulldogs team on their heels and not let up. if they give even just an inch of life to this Bulldogs team, it might turn on its head in a moment's notice.
One of the dates that we circle on the calendar every single season. This rivalry goes back a long, long time and runs deep through all of our athletic teams here on campus. 20 minutes up on the score clock. Everybody gathered up at center ice. Jake Suede and Alex Babich. Puck is dropped and we are underway from the AIA. Thunder will take the opening faceoff in the middle as Alec Lovasek will skate back to retrieve it. David Clark head manning the play, gives a horizontal pass up for Alec Lovasek. In between his feet, so he soccer kicked it to the left side corner. Suede will give chase. Making a play in deep, that's Sean Henry. Up the wall, Thunder exit the zone. Quick pass and connecting to right. Slap shot and a glove save. Early in this one, Piros gets the first whistle of the day.
Having to make an early save there is Ryan Piros, but we'll take a look over at head coach Adam Phillips. Comes in 35, 15, and 2 in just his second year coaching this men's Bulldogs team. He's looking to get his first Peters Cup under his belt.
Thunder in the offensive zone, send a shot on net, in and out of the glove of Piros, as Saney will sweep it up the boards. Amsball connecting with Theo Trine, gets double teamed off the puck, and recovering is Kyle DeMarco. DeMarco to the wall, Saney steps in, works it free, sends a high rising shot off the end glass and all the way down the ice. We'll give time for the Thunder to make a full line change. 3 new forwards, 2 new defensemen. Julian Jacob on possession, dumps it in before the red line. Momentum stopped by Lem Vardy. To the boards we go. Blake Tierney shut down by Ian Amsball, who makes a nice stick play. And it's shoveled down all the way to the opposite end of the ice. Whistle again, 18:49 left to go here in this first.
A lot of early whistles, but we can see it very clearly that this Trine team is doing exactly what we expected. They're playing with a lot of passion and a lot of speed early. This Bulldog offense really needs to get some shots rolling in their favor.
Just a minute and change into this one. Thunder exit out. This will tumble all the way down the ice again. Was going to be icing, but they waved it off. Some impeding pressure from San Antonucci. We had some impact plays the last time the Bulldogs took on the Thunder back in January.
Getting a lot more early whistles than we might have expected here in this contest. Of course, you mentioned it earlier, these two schools don't really like each other in, as far as athletics go. Going back to the fall in the football season, they have that trophy called the Border Brawl Trophy, and Bulldogs got to win that. Thunder hockey looking to take it back now.
Could not think of a better way to describe that rivalry. Border brawl, especially in hockey, with the physicality that we see between these two teams. But to the pace of play, as we were talking about a few moments ago, I think this one's going to start out a little bit slower, more like a chess match to see who can find some open space. As Piros has to come up with a stop along the post. There's a high rising shot looking for the top corner. That was Kyle DeMarco.
And that was millimeters away from finding the net.
There's Brody Simcoe down the wall. There's a quick shot from Cooper. Energy surging from the visitors in Navy. Far side corner. David Clark looks to dig it out. His backhand doesn't get worked around the boards. Douglas Anderson will send that around. Luke DeVries will keep it in. Clark will play it back to his play. He's able to find his D partner in Bannister. Peters will touch it at center ice. They wave the icing off. And Peyton Grainer will stop it behind his net. Clark finding Oropana. Flips it ahead as it tumbles down the ice. Trace Johnson to the near side wall. Marquette is able to find Fernestow. Sending it in front for the cross-ice feed. Johnson doesn't connect. There's a stumble in open ice by Lem Vardy. Luckily, he had some assistance from Antonucci, who was waiting behind. This is ripped around the boards. Piros out of his crease to stop it. Works it on the backhand. Suede will step in. Sent towards the crease, but well wide. Both sides digging for it. It's loose for Suede, knocks it off the high glass. Picked up back at his own blue line by Vardy. And this puck will redirect into the Trine bench. We'll get another whistle. 16:38 left to go here in the first.
And maybe one of the last Bulldogs you want to see over by the Trine bench for an extended period is Jacob Suede. He's very accustomed to chirping, and if those officials hear anything too outside the boundaries, they will send him to the box for just about anything, especially to keep this game contained within itself and not finding ourselves in a lot of extracurricular activities.
The plus with Suede, too, is that he has a scoring touch as well. Sometimes you see players a little bit more one-sided, whether they play a physical and mouth-beaking game, and on the other side, some guys are a little bit more reserved and just focus on putting up points. But Suede can do it both. Here's a lead for Ian Amsball. In on net, works it, and can't get the shot off in time. A great back check from Henry as back the other way. We have another breakaway. Here's Babbage in and shut down. Great defensive play on both sides of the ice. Will Bowman with a heads-up read. What action on each end of the ice. Defense is going to play a big part in this game.
Yeah, and Henry's one of the Thunder's top defensive players. He showed it there on that last series down.
Has worked around Lucas Deeb with a step-up hit. Now a steal from O'Hannison. Toe drag gets shoved off the puck by some physical play by DeMarco. D-to-D pass for Bowman. Dives for the puck. Extra effort. Is able to keep it in for a moment, but it's worked free. O'Hannison there to support in the mix. Down the boards we go. Back to Thunder territory, all the way down the ice, tipped in the neutral zone, so no icing. Piros will play it behind his cage. Here's Bannister diagonally up the ice for Deeb as he sends it around. Stopped behind the net by Grainer. Up at the open ice. Back over the blue line. Bulldogs having some difficulty maintaining zone pressure. Backhand down the wall from White. Piros again on the forehand. Rips it around the boards. Heads back to his crease. Deeb with a lead to Summers. A little bit too much muscle on that pass as Summers takes a stumble heading back to the bench. In open area, it's Marquette. Flipped on the y-axis is Peters. Now to the dot. Toe drag shot blocked in front. The rebound just goes wide. Up the wall from Orpana. Clark to Loretto. He's on the flank. Takes a wrist shot off the outside of the apron. Good look for number 4. Now to the slot. Clark has to step up. It's side slashed over. Thunder will get out. Here's a breakaway. In on net is Marquette. Shoots off the post. It stayed out. Orpana will take it back the other way. He's angled into the boards by Henry. Marquette finds Henry up ice. Piros will slow things down once more. Plays to his glove side. Lovasek will catch a pass on the wall. Here's Tefelsky over the line. Has Suede for support. The Bulldogs registering their first shot of the day. Blocker save made by Grainer. Tefelsky gets hassled. Flexes it down to the opposite corner. Stopped on top of the face-off circle. Suede will take a whack at it. 3-on-2 on top of that puck. Grainer out of his crease. This is headman back to the neutral zone. Connected over for Cooper. Bowman stops that rush in a pinch. O'Hannison goes back to play it. The saucer pass from the stick of Piros has been very active outside his crease. Saney, with 5 goals last week, takes the left side wing. Works it down, has to play through the head official, going for a wraparound, no shot. Top of the circle, scores! Patrick Saney opens it up, it's 1-0 Dogs.
And how about that for your 18th goal on the season? Patrick Saney with just a quick turn and burn from around that left dot. Never ready for it was Grainer. He got caught looking for the pass off, and Saney just let it eat himself.
Saw Grainer was down on the post there in the RVH, while Saney had the puck on the top of the dot. That's a long distance shot to stay on the ice for a goaltender. And the hot stick of Patrick Saney. Talked about it as soon as he entered the zone. 5 goals last weekend, a hat trick in game number 1, and almost a first period hat trick in game number 2. Here's Trine and a glove save off the wrist shot. Grainer will hold on to it.
Yeah, Saney entered today's contest leading the team in goals and shots. He's also one of the cleanest players on this Bulldog team. Comes in with 0 penalty minutes on the season. Right there, he capitalized, scoring his 18th.
Impressive numbers from the sophomore from Toronto, Ontario. David Clark at the top of the key. Waits, dishes off for Deeb, but he's taken away. Here's Lemvardi. Finds Vernestow, dumps it in. Piros will leave it aside. Awkward bounce underneath the red line. Bulldogs have to watch out. Bannister to Deeb. O'Hannison is pinching ahead. They almost got the pass through to him. Nice heads-up play by Lucas Deeb, the freshman. Try and throw that through a sea of Thunder bodies. The slap down low, paddle down is Piros. Starts the breakout himself. Summers to help O'Hannison, but it's turned over. Babbage is able to loft this over for Cooper. Tied up in the corner, Loretto with some great physical play. Up the wall we go. Stepping up is Trace Johnson. Round the boards now to the slot. Johnson with a high-rising shot, shouldered away by Piros. Somehow saw it through traffic. Either that or it got blocked by a defenseman in front. This is deflected off the high glass and down. In the process, Thunder getting some fresh legs out there as we reach the halfway point in the period. There's a turnover for Peters. Walks it down Main Street. Too crafty on the pass. Now it's Orpana who will shield it away from Finn. Finn sends it down. A backhand slap from Vellucci. Waiting for it is Peters. Walks over the line. Quick shot, shouldered away. The rebound pops in front. Looking for the cover is Grainer, and he'll get the glove on top of it. 10:57 to go here in the first period.
Nice to see some early action here from Aiden Peters. The freshman out of Calgary, Alberta, has 1 goal on the season. He's only attempted 6 shots, and now he's starting to find himself into a groove here against this Thunder squad.
Offensive zone draw here for the Bulldogs. Trine will win it back, and it's picked up in the corner by DeVries. Off the top of the glass. Now over the blue. Bowman will stick check it underneath the red line. 3-on-2 in the corner. Now to the far side wall is Antonucci. Miscue on the pass. This will head all the way down the ice. Luke DeVries will have to race to get it. Long dish. Is able to find the stick of Marquette. Now in on that. Great save by Piros. Kicked it out with the right pad. Tefelsky picks up the mess. Bulldogs head down 3-on-2 if they can hurry. Lovasek. Tefelsky shoots. It's just wide. Suede with the backhand through the crease. Bannister to Suede. Now in front. Tipped wide. Clark will play the flying puck down out of midair. Rips a point shot. Almost covered up there. Bounced off the boards. Lovasek was looking for the rebound. Bannister back in his own zone. Dishes for Clark. Now the outlet to Suede. Drops it back for Tefelsky. Takes a shot. Tipped in front. Some friendly fire. Almost went in the favor of the Bulldogs. Dogs with momentum. Trying to keep it in is Lovasek. Rainbowed over the top of everybody's head. Bannister, the left-handed shot, works it on his forehand. Clark is able to find Saney. A goal in today's game already. Dumps it in, hoping Trune will get there in time. Able to pop it free. Saney. Now it's Trune on the far side wall, and some great physical play along that glass. AIA faithful loving that one. Turnover on the blue line, a shove from Julian Jacob. Saney gets his foot taken out from under him. Will pop right back up. And it's Jacob who will try and slide it ahead for Amsbaugh. Amsbaugh to one hand, trying to get it out. Saney, a quick one-touch, is able to find Amsbaugh. He works his way in. The toe drag, poke checked away from him. DeMarco reading that play. Julian Jacob in the neutral zone. Backhanded down, another stop behind the net from Piros. Loretto to Saney, extended shift for him. Off the boards and down, recovering is Tierney. High glass and out, stopped at the center ice red line. It's Nico Hannison. Last player back, his backhand to Bowman. Up the boards and out. Deeb will reach for it. Babbage across. It's Simcoe who dumps it in. It's a slap shot it up off the high glass and out. Now down low, a kick into midair from Bowman. His pass picked off in the slot by Simcoe. Now to the front, looking for it was Babbage, but Fan on the backhand. In the slot again. A lot of traffic in front. And there's a poke check. Summers losing his stick. They're going to call a penalty here. And I believe the Bulldogs will have the first power play of the night. Be sure to stay connected with all the action by following at AdrianCollegeTV on social media, from game highlights to campus events. We've got you covered. Don't miss a moment, and follow at AdrianCollegeTV today.
I think if you're the Thunder, that's a penalty you take. It's a 2-minute, but you're also, if you don't take that penalty, you're giving up a 2-on-0 break for the Bulldogs, with Summers being one of those players racing down, who is second in goals and third in assists.
That's an earned penalty for sure. I didn't honestly think they were going to call that one. I thought that was a clean poke check, stick to stick, but works in the Bulldogs' favor. Trying to erase some voodoo magic from last month where they went 0 for 6 on the road on the power play. Here's Suede to Tefelsky. It's Clark who will keep it in on the far blue. Summers to the middle, down low, tipped in front. Good save by Grainer, and it's covered up. A couple of extra pushes and shoves. 29 seconds into this power play.
Official ruling on the penalty is slashing.
Would say that's the right call. Over the top of the stick, I guess they saw it a little bit better than we did.
I think the only other reasonable explanation would have been tripping. Summers fell, but didn't look like the stick came anywhere near his skate, so I was expecting slashing as well. Just wanted to get the official word.
I don't know if they're looking at something on the ice here, or if there's an equipment malfunction on the bench.
Looks like they're trying to build some...
I think they're trying to build a snowman.
They're going to need a lot more ice and a lot more snow.
There's probably a patch on the ice that cracked off, and trying to pat it down.
You can tell it's late season in the AIA. I can't remember a weekend where we haven't had a moment like this where we have to stop play to get things fixed up for a minute.
Unfortunately, yes. I will say, walking into the rink, I was looking at the ice conditions, and I thought that they looked pristine. Normally for these varsity games, they take extra care on cutting the ice once or twice, a little bit more than they normally do. There was a dry cut that was before, a small flood, and when I was walking into the rink, the ice was dry, but they were doing an extra flood, so trying to add some layers back to the surface. At the same time, too, it's a spot on the boards where the players hop over, and first thing a lot of the time that's hitting the ice is the toe part of your blade, so could just be digging a hole there, but seems to be all right, and we'll continue on. 29 seconds gone in the power play. Bulldogs 5-on-4 here for the first time tonight. Will take the draw in the offensive zone again. They win it back. Summers to Clark. Amsball on the flank. Summers is free. Looked for the shot, but it just jumped over his stick. Clark will distribute. Summers, cross ice. Amsball tipped in front. Jake Suede on the power play. It's 2-0 Dogs.
Suede played it perfectly, just staying right place, right time, as he finds himself positioned just outside the crease, back door behind Grainer, and it was an easy pass for Suede to tip it in. Would like to look earlier in that power play sequence, though. It was Summers cutting back door, trying to get the open look, and he was heavily marked. He leads the team in power play goals going into that situation. He is now tied with Jake Suede at 6 power play goals apiece on the season.
Another reason why Suede was our highlighted player of the game for the Bulldogs. Had an excellent weekend last week, though may have been outshined a little bit in the scoring column by Patrick Saney, but every game he's making big-time plays. That's one of the many reasons he's the captain. Here's another chance in front. The rebound was loose. Bulldogs couldn't stuff it. Back to the top of the point. Here's O'Handerson. Wrist shot and a glove save by Grainer.
Take a look at some numbers there from Jake Suede. 2 shots on goal now, that last one being the goal, but he's 50% so far on the game, and I imagine he's going to try to keep that momentum rolling.
Bulldogs again in the offensive zone. Thunder looking for an answer as they work it out of the zone. With speed as Marquette works his way around. A slashing shot goes through the crease but wide. Down low, playing the bounce, is Fernestow. Locked up on the near side corner. Jacob looking to clear. It's pushed back by Lemvardy. Here's Loretto scanning the ice. Tip it out of the zone, down to one knee. That was Tierney. Played it off the glass. Amsball will swoop in to take it away. They'll try and rush up ice. Gets hassled hard. Side pass from Saney as flipping it deep is Jacob at the center ice red line. They'll get new bodies on the ice.
You can tell how important this game is. Amsball, every time he touches the puck, it seems like he's got 2 to 3 defenders on him at all moments.
Here's a chance in front, looking on the backhand. That was Simcoe, and left side pad save from Piros again. Summers with a lead to Clark. He's free, sends it on net just wide. Summers, Deeb trying to turn for the shot. It's Simcoe with the takeaway. 2-on-1 if they can pick up the pieces. Bannister, another shutdown play from the freshman. Working it across is Josh Wright. Back down the ice we go. Right side wing. Sending it in front just wide. Slap shot, blocked. Deeb got in the way. Now in front again. Pad save from Piros. It's underneath the line. Lovasek on the glass. Working hard for that puck, and that's an extra effort play. Here's a 3-on-1. Summers on the right. Playing to the middle. Deeb got stick checked before he could play it.
That was a phenomenal defensive effort there from Douglas Anderson.
Though the score is 2-0, I will say the defense on both sides of the ice has played an impact very heavily in this game so far. There have been a number of chances that in any other game you would see turn into goals, but every single D pairing doing their job thus far. Loose puck for Tefelsky. Can't play it in the offensive zone. 4:05 to go here in the first period. Bulldogs holding on to a 2-0 lead. After that man right there, Jake Suede, tipped it into the zone. Julian Jacob hit hard into the boards by Brendan Finn. As he's taken off his feet, this will hit the dasher and roll all the way down the ice. We'll get a whistle and a halt in play. 3:41 to go here in the first.
We talked pregame how great the power play defense was for the Thunder as we look at some phenomenal defense from the Bulldogs and Ryan Piros. That puck flipped up and was in a very dangerous spot. They could have easily hacked it down without getting a high stick if they would have seen it in time. But going back to the Thunder's penalty kill, they have given up a power play goal in each of the last 2 games. Before that, they hadn't given one up since December 13th.
Off the face-off, Piros will make a glove grab. Get our face-off back to the left. Shots almost evened up. 8-7 are totals in favor of the Bulldogs. Nine versus 9 in the face-off. That's Babic and Vellucci. Out of the zone, there's a lead. Way down ice for Peters. Saucer pass to Vellucci. Gets locked up. Bulldogs wanted an interference call, and I would agree with them, as this is tipped up into the Thunder bench. Take the faceoff back to our left.
You mentioned the potential interference call as Peters sends it down, and he gets cut off for sure, and then another situation. I think he could have had 2 potentially called on the ice. Surprised neither got called. But final note on the Thunder penalty kill, this is just the 8th game of the season that they have given up a power play goal, and they have only given up 2 power play goals one time this year. That came against MSOE back on November 21st of 2025.
Saney will jump after the loose puck. There's a takeaway by Amsball. Great heads-up awareness, using his big frame to operate in the offensive zone. Trine to Bannister, across for Clark. Wrist shot, pad save made by Grainer. Leading the charge, DiPietro. Saucers over for Anderson. Slashed off the boards by Bannister. Reverse hit from White. So we're still tied up on the boards. This doesn't get out. White will send it towards Piros. He decides to glove it down. And smart play from him will get the whistle.
Piros is one of the most aggressive netminders you'll see in hockey at this level. He loves to play out of his crease. He will come out and make catches like that. He'll come out and pass it away from a potential breakaway opportunity from the Thunder. I've seen him come out all the way into the slot, deep into the slot, to make a play on a puck with a defender racing towards him. He just loves to be aggressive. He doesn't want to sit on his heels at all.
Loves to fly across the crease as well for sprawling saves. Very, very acrobatic. And, of course, we always overlook this from time to time. He was in the national championship last year with Utica University before he transferred over here to Adrian College. So helping that team get as far as they did, ultimately lost to Hobart in the finals. Kid certainly knows what he's doing. He's had a heck of a career and has been a standout sophomore. Puck will tumble on net. Piros will wave off the icing. Summers has nobody, decides to just send it on net, and butterfly save there from Grainer. Lovasek across for Suede, has one in the game so far. His wrist shot blockered away. Like the look to try and generate a rebound. Suede will dump it back deep. DeMarco ahead. Playing it is Piros. Goes full 180. Loretto able to find Lovasek on the near side. Flips it ahead to Felsky, trying to use his body to separate the man from the puck. Suede to Jacob. We'll send this down. Kept in, wrist shot blocked by Loretto. Bulldogs try and get it out. Recovered by the stick of Anderson. In front, trying to cross it over for DiPietro. Here goes Frank Tefelsky. Didn't like what he saw at the end of his shift, dumped it in. Clark hit behind the net as Piros played the puck. Am's ball to Clark. Off the boards and down. Antonucci with 30 to go here in the first. Josh Wright sends this in on net. Piros sticks it away. Guided aside, now it's Saney. Saney fumbles with the puck. A half shot sent on net, but it blocked before reaching Piros. 10 seconds to go here in the frame. Am's ball down the boards. Grainer will play it. Sends it up the glass and out. That'll just about do it for the first period. There's the horn. And the Bulldogs with a fantastic start to the weekend. They're up 2-0 for the first 20 minutes of play.
They can't let their foot off the gas, though. They ended the first 20 minutes of play a month ago when they played this team up 1-0, and it didn't end up going their way. So they have to come out in the second period and play exactly how they played the back half of the first period. If they come out and they play the way they played in the front half, I don't think it's going to go how they want it to.
I think the bright spot for the Bulldogs is they were looking from scoring from specific players, and they got exactly that. Suede is one of the guys who you look to generate chances. He did just that, got the power play goal for the second tally of the evening at 12:54 there in the first period. And then that opening goal from the hot stick and Patrick Saney. He's been lights out over the past 2 weekends. That's his 6th goal in the past 3 games. That kid is absolutely on fire.
And he's 2 away from hitting the 20 mark on the season for such a young player, such a massive milestone that he could accomplish this year. I don't see him shying away from shooting, but I do see the Thunder defense understanding they need to mark him a lot more. They need to give him the same treatment that they're giving Ian Amsbaugh. Every time he touches the puck, there's 2 defenders on him. It's causing Amsbaugh to have these uncharacteristic turnovers in open ice, in the offensive zone, in the defensive zone. He's constantly rushing his passes, and from such a patient player, you don't expect to see that out of him, but when he's got 2 players on his heels at all times, it's just going to lead to mistakes.
I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing now to have a player like Patrick Saney that can almost take away the attention from Amsbaugh. To your point, that's exactly what happened last season. Amsbaugh was phenomenal for the first semester of that season, and then teams started to figure out sort of what his game was about, and you saw him getting double-teamed. You had the bigger guys going up in defensive matchups against him, but Patrick Saney emerging as a star here, teams are going to have to start to figure out how to play around that.
Yeah, as you take a look here at Saney's just fantastic goal to give him the 18, they play on the same line. Amsbaugh and Saney play together, and I think that is a very wise move from Coach Phillips in order to make it hard for defenses to figure out how they want to defend the 2 great players like that. Yes, you can take away Amsbaugh because he's going to play patient, he's going to skate around you, and he's going to play keep away for the most part, so you want to get the puck out of his hands. I think that's the smart thing to do, and that's the right thing to do up until you get past the circles. You need to rotate into doubling Saney at that point, because that's where Saney is most dangerous once you get into the slot and beyond.
The other guy that we got to watch out for, we were starting to talk about it before, Jake Suede. How about this goal on the power play? This is fully set up to a tee, down the boards, cross the ice. Suede, nobody's on him, waiting backdoor for that tip-in. It doesn't get any prettier than that.
No, and if you look there, we had mentioned you're going to mark Summers on the power play specifically. He was coming in leading in power play goals so far this season, and he's so good offensively when we're playing 5-on-5, so you have to watch him. There was a player marking Summers and leaving Suede wide open backdoor.
Well, Bulldogs with an excellent first period. They take a 2-0 lead into the second, as we'll get a break in the action. Alex Herman, Sean Whitmer up here in the booth. We'll be back with the second period after the break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
Welcome to Adrian College, where we believe in educating both the heart and the mind. With over 100 innovative academic programs and 10 cutting-edge institutes, you'll find a path that's right for you. Join our vibrant community of over 50 athletic teams and discover why we're recognized as a U.S. News & World Report Most Innovative Institution. Adrian College, where passion meets purpose. Your future starts here.
I'm a special ed social worker. And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jevi is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
One-on-one battles lead to unit battles, which lead to team battles, and then a big victory at the end. Nothing different today than what you do every day, all right? Love you guys. Win on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Win. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Ready to elevate your game? At Adrian College, our athletes strive for excellence on and off the field. Get involved in over 50 student clubs and organizations where your passions meet purpose. With innovative programs and personalized learning, our academics are designed to ignite your future. Experience vibrant student life, where community and connection shape your college journey. Adrian College, where you belong. Apply today and become part of the Bulldog family.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campus visit.
These students who have worked so hard to achieve what so many never achieve. This evening you join the select company of people who hold a baccalaureate degree or a master's degree. You join a privileged group of individuals, a minority of persons in this country, and an even smaller fraction from around the world who have had both the opportunity to pursue higher education and the intelligence, discipline, and determination to reach this goal. You should be very proud.
I will unquestionably miss being an Adrian College Bulldog. I will miss the pink flowers that light up the campus each spring, the dining halls that prompt exchanges of, "How's your day been?" after a long day of classes, and the sporting events that fill students with pride. I will miss the way this campus instantly feels like home each time I set foot on that Bulldog Mile.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
Today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
Two-goal lead for the Bulldogs as we skate into the second period. A great first 20-minute effort here at the Arrington Ice Arena. Alex Herman, Sean Whitmer up here in the booth. Happy to have you all rejoin us here on the ACTV. Wow, was that a fun period for the Bulldogs. Two great goals as we get some stats after 20 minutes.
Only a 3-shot on goal discrepancy. Bulldogs lead 11-8, but it's been a lot closer than you might have expected. Penalties, obviously, the Thunder committed one slashing penalty, put them in the box, gave the Bulldogs their second goal of the game. Thunder have actually outperformed in faceoffs, having won 9 of them to the Bulldogs 7. And the Bulldogs have actually blocked more shots And I think after 20 stats, this might be the first time I've ever seen the Bulldogs block more shots than their opponent.
Well, they're certainly going to have to lay the body down if they want to win the game, because realistically, that period could have been the Thunder's if it had gone the other way. There were plenty of chances that they could have capitalized, but I think Ryan Piros playing a major factor into this one so far.
Yeah, and Ryan Piros is a very talented netminder. He doesn't give up the easy goals. It will take a lot of passing in front, a lot of backdoor sitting from this Thunder squad, and they've just been playing a little bit too erratic when they get into the offensive zone. They haven't been trying to slow it down and set things up. That does come from a lot of the pressure from the forwards on this Bulldogs team, chasing them off the point. But at the end of the day, you have to settle in, you have to pass tape to tape, and you have to set up your teammates.
I think the burning question is, what kind of response are we going to see here from the Thunder? I'm sure they have blood in their mouth after that opening period. They'd like to be either tied or winning at this point, but they're not, so they're going to have to figure out a way to jump on the scoreboard at some point.
Yeah, and in our intermission, I actually talked to a couple people. They said they were surprised at the lack of physicality between this game so far, and I don't think that's for a lack of effort from the Thunder. They know that if they can get this Bulldogs team to get a little bit too chippy, they'll find themselves in the box. Thunder can capitalize, but the Bulldogs are playing very disciplined so far.
Well, 20 minutes back on the clock, puck dropped at center. Resume play here at the AIA. Bulldogs will take possession of this. Here's a speeding Jake Suede who tries to get after it. Sean Henry will angle him into the wall. It's a slash across the green. Babbage tees up a slap shot over the top of the head of Piros as he went down to shrug it off. Bannister collecting behind the net. Diving play from Antonucci as he keeps the in pressure going. Bannister worked into the wall by Antonucci. There's a turnover underneath the red line. Skating it around as Marquette turns on a shot just wide. DeMarco with a long distance wrister. Pad save by Piros. Sprawled out in the full split. That's a big time stop from number 1 in white. Clark had it stolen away from him. The jump deke from White just goes wide. Prime scoring opportunity there for the Thunder. They're coming out flying. Backhand will whistle around the boards. Piros looking forehand, decides to go backhand. As Trine tips it through his legs. Ian Amsbaugh off to the races. Guided into the boards by Vardy. Bottom of the circle, Bulldogs pressure. Trine forces the turnover and the 1-T gets blocked. Ian Amsbaugh looking to pick up a tally in this one. There's Saney, cross for Jacob. Now Loretto shoots one on net, tipped. Saney almost came away with it, took a jump off his left side skate.
You can see some defensive adjustments down at the other end as we take a look at Ryan Piros' numbers. He's had 11 shots against him. He has 100% save percentage. Just a phenomenal game so far as we take a look at that split-legged save. Like you mentioned, thankfully Saney there to pick up the loose puck after it gets kicked away, because that was right in front for an easy second chance shot attempt.
Those are the times as a goaltender where you find out what your body is made of. Sometimes when you're in game situations, the legs and the limbs go a little bit farther than you thought they could previously just because of all the adrenaline and all the blood pumping to your body.
Going back to the defensive adjustments that I've noticed so far for the Thunder, before it was a lot more trap-style defense trying to commit turnovers. Now a lot more man-to-man, just finding those star players, marking them all the way up and down the ice, and keeping somebody's eyes locked on them throughout the whole contest.
Wrist shot on top of the circle, pad save, and holding on to it is Rayner. Bulldogs firing back with some offense of their own as the Thunder had some good opening seconds to that second period.
Thunder unleashed a flurry of shots on goal to start the period, as you mentioned, getting 3 straight away. Bulldogs have answered with 3 of their own now.
Top of the circle shot gets blocked. And this is skied well high into the air. Malika will play it down. Now to the blue line is Antonucci. Goes one-on-one with Malika. Goes up and over with the stick check. O'Hannison will race to the loose puck. Deeb pushes through his legs. O'Hannison tried to stop on it to take it away, and that's just ahead of the reach of Marquette. Will head after it. Has O'Hannison on his coattails. Around for Deeb. Locked up on the near wall. Deeb will push it out. Tierney dumps it low. Now from a sharp angle, they look for a shot, but nothing there. Back the other way. Deeb all by himself. Just has to send it on net. Rayner saucers all the way down the ice. Jacob there, but not in time, because there was no distance for the icing. As this is tipped in by Vellucci. Peters on the outside. That shot sticked away by Rayner. Jacob with a drive, also deflected in front. Rapana in deep. Tierney finds it in some open area. Lifted off the glass. Glove down by Finn. Sounded like some commotion. They were arguing for a hand pass as this is tipped up into the protective netting by Brendan Finn. 16:04 to go here in the second period.
It looked like Loretto was skating backward, and instead of trying to catch the puck, hacked at it, trying to knock it out of the air as Babbage there. 4 faceoffs, won, 3 shots on goal. He's having himself a very good game at staying in the action, but we really just haven't seen him do anything like we're used to seeing in the stat category.
Flip-flop on the blue line. Josh Wright will fire it deep. Marquette turns on one. That gets blocked. Never reached Piros. Up to the far blue line. There's a takeaway from Vellucci. As Peters to his left sends it back down low for Vellucci. Orpana was to his right. They were trying to work it across to him. Now the Thunder turns downhill. Sends it on net. Steered away by Piros. As Orpana fumbles with the puck. Will take it from his own ends. Here's Orpana over the center ice red line. Boards and down. Now it's Henry. This will be icing with 15-16 left to go here in the second period. And are you ready to explore your Adrian future? Scholarship Day lets admitted students tour campus, meet faculty, and earn a renewable scholarship. Register now at adrian.edu/admissions/visit campus/scholarship day today.
Yeah, 2 scholarship days left, March 21st and April 18th. That March 21st date's going to be a busy one. More on that later.
Always nice to see incoming Bulldog students showing their faces early on here at campus, getting prepared for an academic journey here at Adrian College. Of course, up here in the booth, we're a little biased. Can't speak to how great it is to be an Adrian College Bulldog and 4 years here. Can't speak enough, I should say, rather than can't speak at all. This puck is going to be iced all the way down the surface. 14:36 left to go here in the second period.
Yeah, it's been some pretty good action so far there from Grainer. Has that Michigan silhouette on the back of his mask, actually. Just noticed that out of Detroit, Michigan.
There's a transfer from AIC College, which formerly was Division I before they shut their program down, but AIC, I believe, either next season or the following season will compete in Division III. They're just waiting for the NCAA rules to allow them to restart. There's a big collision on the wall. There's a drive from the point, gets blocked in front. A swipe from the stick of Tierney, almost keeps it in now. A takeaway from Lovasek. Goes 1-on-2 by himself, pulls up to Suede. One-timer! The second attempt doesn't go. Good look from Jake Suede to head to that center slot. There's a dish from Simcoe. Fired around the boards by Babbage. Impeding motion gets stopped. Jacob behind his net. Now to Theo Trune. Gains the center ice red line, dumps it down. Patrick Saney will pick it up. A goal in this game so far. This is work back to the bruiser head at center ice. Loretto. I think Nick White just hit a patch of the ice there. Totally fell down on his own. Piros slaps his stick, gives it up underneath the line. There's a quick shot. Jacob with the block. Pad save. Rebound. Another one stays out. My goodness. Matt scramble on top of the crease, and Piros has it. Wow.
We discussed the aggression from Ryan Piros, and right there, it almost came back to bite him as he fights his way back up off the ice right now. Just came well too far out of his crease, had to sprawl out and make as many saves as possible, but he owes Ben Loretto right now, because if Loretto wouldn't have eaten that first attempt, the Thunder are celebrating with their bench.
So a little bit overconfident on the puck playing from Ryan Piros. Thought he had it. Could have been a lead cut in half for sure. 2 saves there. One from a goalie and one from a player. Here's Summers. His shot gets deflected wide. O'Hannison to Summers as he's flexed along the wall. Odd numbers along the kick plate as Summers tries to dig it free. It's loose for Deeb. Sharp angle, tipped over the net, glove down on top. Right where the crossbar was. Almost spelled disaster. Could have been an own goal. Here's Marquette. His backhand paddled away. Piros went to cover, but it was loose. Long drive out for Summers. Icing gets waved off. Great speed from Brad Summers to forecheck quickly to that puck. Packed house here at the Arrington Ice Arena. 12:19 left to go in the second period. Bulldogs holding on to a 2-0 lead. Orpana looking. His pass too far ahead of the reach of Vellucci. As it's tipped back, Vellucci will get it back. Peters back for Vellucci. Peters crunched into the wall. Orpana steps up. Great play on DeVries. This is free for Malika. Popped up. Orpana looks and shoots, but the stick slash on his blade from DeVries. Malika in front of the penalty box. Sends it back for O'Hannison. Malika tips it ahead. Orpana gasping for air, goes one-on-one with Johnson. His puck stolen from him. Finn will lead the rush. Off the boards, tipped into the zone by Simcoe. Jacob, fresh off the bench, forces Jeffers to lose his twig. This is going to be a delayed offsides on the Thunder. Jacob will head back to it. Tefelsky, round the boards, high glass and down. It was Grainer who tried to tip it. Stopped on the wall. This will pop out. Lovasek knows his team was delayed offside, so he couldn't rush the puck in. This is ultimately slashed down for Loretto. Nearing the halfway point in the period. Tefelsky up ahead for Saney, and this will be icing. 10:39 to go in the second period.
Lovasek with great control there on the blue line previously, but there's where some of those extracurriculars started coming into play. He kept getting back checked, and he didn't really like it, so he turned around to face the defender doing so. Led them both to crash into the boards, and post-play when it started moving back towards Piros, Lovasek and that defender started chirping back and forth a little bit.
There's a heavy slap shot that gets blocked by Lovasek. Wore that one like a badge of honor. Julian Jacob finds Tefelsky. Here's one of the quicker lines for the Bulldogs as that's arced over the head of Grainer. Trune with a shot in front, sticked away by Grainer. The rebound reposition. Top of the circle, it's Henry. Now off to the side for Fernestow. Saney forces the turnover. Gets hit into the boards by Henry. Trying to handcuff to the puck are the Bulldogs. Loose for Trine. Looks, finds deep, steps in off the post, up into the netting. Oh, that could have been a 3-0 game.
That one ringed the iron hard there on that last shot. Just Bulldogs trying to control things, and with this line, it's one of the most well-configured lines that the Bulldogs have. Of course, you have Amsbaugh. We've mentioned how just well-controlled he is, how patient he is. You have Saney, one of the best goal scorers at this level, and you have Theo Trune. He might not be leading the team in assists or goals, but he can do it at any given time, and on the other side of the ice, he's one of the better defensive forwards that this team has to really offset things with two of the better offensive forwards.
And people forget, too, Theo Trune, also an ex-Division I hockey player, was at Western Michigan, who won a national championship a couple of seasons ago, but he was not there for that championship. But a player who's seen some high-level time, and, I mean, any of these guys can score at will. And speaking of scoring, we do have to shout out our other NCAA hockey team, our Lady Dogs team, who are over in Angola, Indiana, playing the Trine University Thunder. 4:04 left to go in the second period. 7-0. Bulldogs leading. Riley Johnson, 2 goals. Sturgeon with a goal. Richardson with a goal. Simon, Ben, and Lowe, all with tallies. Good day as both of our teams leading in their contests.
Of course, talking that matchup, if the Bulldogs win and Concordia University Wisconsin loses to Marion, which is also going on right now and deadlocked at 0, Bulldogs will hold the NCAA regular season title.
Very nice. A lot on the line for all of our Dogs here tonight. And I believe there's 2 other Bulldog teams playing right now, both being our ACHA Men's Division I and Women's Division I team. D1 Men's on the road against Grand Valley State University. Won big last night at home. And the first matchup of the weekend for our Lady Dogs over in Lynchburg, Virginia, taking on highly touted rival Liberty University. So a lot of Bulldog hockey action in multiple different states. Nothing better than that.
Yeah, it's towards the end of the season, but it's crunch time for all these Bulldog teams. Of course, this weekend, one of the final weekends. Next weekend, we'll start postseason play for majority of those teams, and should be some exciting hockey action yet to come.
Julian Jacob at the point will punch it low for Summers, who drops it off. Deeb to Jacob. Wrist shot tipped in front by O'Hannison. Off the bounce, it's Marquette. Up and out, and a good play from Jacob to work it back down. Summers gave him a return feed. That popped over the stick of O'Hannison. Leading ahead was Antonucci. Gives a shove to Loretto. The assistant captain drops back for Jacob. This is cartwheeled into the 21-22 Women's NCHA League Championship banner. One of the many banners hanging from the rafters and on our walls here at the AIA.
Yeah, and with how many high-arcing passes we've seen here in the AIA today, I'm surprised we haven't hit more furniture hanging from the ceiling.
I agree.
It really shows the quality of these teams when you can just loft that puck so perfectly and avoid all of the obstructions.
It's not easy to do because you figure, you look at it, it's high off the ice, but it's really not. Back to the neutral zone. Slap shot that gets tipped down. Loretto to Peters. His backhand rolls on edge as Orana heads back after it. Bannister with a 360 pass. Orana looking backhand. Has support from Clark as he works it back down the wall. Rotating right to left. Bannister with a kick. Leading ahead, that's Anderson. His pass too far away from DiPietro. Clark has two aside to his left. Gets over the line. Vellucci all by his lonesome. His puck popped in the air and off the shoulder of Vardy. Backhand back from Bannister to Felski. Looking, finds it in the middle. There's a stick save by Grainer. Trying to drive the front was Lovasek. Piros goes out. His backhand to Clark. Waiting for the pass was to Felski. Tip to the neutral zone. Suede looking to jump the play. Felski will grab it. Holds on to the right wing. Around the boards, he sends it. Bannister pops it low for Felski. Back around for Suede. He's locked up in the corner. Takes a shot from behind by right. Lovasek looking in the slot. High-rising slap shot from Malika doesn't go. Lovasek to Hannison. Now rolling down. Hannison takes a look around his left shoulder. Can't force it out. Squeezed up by Babbage. Along the kick plate, that was for Nestow. Bulldogs looking to go up and out. Leading it is Trine. Racing down with speed. Holds it. Shoots. Blocking it off, that was Grainer. Looked like he shrugged away from that puck for a second. Didn't think he was going to fire one off. Knocking it towards the boards is Marquette. His backhand shut down. Nearing 5 to go in this period. Bulldogs still with a 2-0 lead. Top of the circle. Pad save made by Piros. They try and swing it back on net. Forced turnover from Amsbaugh. Almost came away with it. Now it's Saney who will control. Takes it up Main Street. Now over the line. His dump in doesn't go. Tipped away. Trine with the extra effort. Looking to jump around Jeffers. He's backhanded and escorted to the corner. Loretto for Summers as he goes across for Jacob. Just before the red line. Stick is down in the play. Don't know whose it is. As it's Summers who will tango in the corner. Jeffers slows things down and finds Vardy. Back ahead for Jacob. Oh boy, he's taken out and down in a heap of pain. Hopefully he's all right. Summers ahead of the play, trying to make something happen. Jacob, thankfully, back to his feet. Was down and out for a couple of seconds. Something to monitor as this game progresses. Summers losing his footing behind the net. Been a couple of minutes since our last whistle. So he'll be sent around. Broken stick, that being of Jacob. He'll finally head back. Vellucci, now to Deeb. Here come the Thunder. Vellucci comes across looking for a hit. Down and off the glass. This is Clark at the bottom of the circle. Gets hassled by Simcoe. Vellucci to Deeb will dump it in to the far left corner. This is going to be icing, so no change for the Bulldogs. Don't miss Chase Matthew live at Adrian College on Saturday, March 21st at 7 o'clock p.m. for our spring concert. It's free for all Adrian College students, and tickets are available now at adriancollege.hometownticketing.com. That's March 21st. Chase Matthew at Adrian College. We're holding it down.
Yeah, full concert slate got released today. Of course, Chase Matthew, the headliner. 2 other performers performing before him, including baseball player for the Adrian College Bulldogs, Billy Bork.
No kidding. How about that? Keeping the local talent in town. I might have to go because of that. That's kind of cool. Outside lane, Bulldogs look to keep it in. Slowing the play down, Luke DeVries as he holds it behind his goaltender and Peyton Grader. Seen 17 shots today. Or my apologies, seen 20 shots today. Stopped 18. Thunder will take it down. Here's a lead for White. Great play from Clark and fantastic hustle. One of the reasons why that sophomore is wearing an A this season. Tefelsky will pitch it to the boards. Hits the end wall. Sent around for Anderson as he jumps out of the zone. Nick White with a small area play, and a hand on Saney was Jeffers. Missed two on the pass. Will send this all the way down. Kill some more time off the clock on this second period. Again, we wait behind the net. The leading points getter, Alexander Babbage. Feeds it across for Josh Wright. Trine trying to force it out of the zone. Saney a blind backhand to Trine. Didn't know it was coming as his feet taken out from under him. Bowman send it to Amsball, now a takeaway. Driving the net, Antonucci, a backhand, taken out was Piros. Bulldogs wanted a call there. Here's a heavy slap shot that gets blocked by Amsball. He's got a burst of speed as he rushes back behind DeVries. You can hear the displeasure from the AIA faithful. Number one unwritten rule of hockey is always to protect your goaltender. Though I don't think the contact very incidental or with any malicious intent. That's just a hard net drive from Antonucci. They're going to blow this dead as nobody could squeak it free. 1 minute and 4 seconds to go here in the second period.
And we've seen a couple of hits like that so far in this contest from the Thunder attacking the Bulldogs, where the Bulldogs have actually laid out a little bit more than you usually see from them. They're usually very quick back to their feet, but it feels like right now maybe they're trying to draw some extra penalties from this officiating crew to put the Thunder back in the box, as they've already scored one on the power play here today.
60 seconds to go in the second period. Bulldogs still maintaining their 2-0 lead. So we'll roll back for Malika. Orpana hits the E-brake and turns on the puck. Linesman gets away of that biscuit as Malika will send it over for Loretto. Glove down by O'Hannison. His backhand will find Orpana. What a pass! Here's Orpana, backhand, scores! What a play! Absolutely sensational! That was incredible!
How about the effort from Devin Orpana? He plays it back into the slot by himself, goes down Broadway, and with a falling down shot, the senior grabs his second goal on the season and his 7th point overall.
That's a guy that you love to see put the puck in the back of the net. Orpana, who has had a rough road here at Adrian College, not always available to play because of injuries. But when he is, boy, does he produce. I don't know what was more impressive, the pass or the fact that Orpana just grabbed that with one hand on the stick. A beautiful move in on Grainer. It's 3-0 with little time left in the second. Bannister, high-rising shot goes wide. Knocks off the glass, 5 seconds to go. One more rush for the Thunder. They can't convert off the boards. Suede is there, and his backhand at the horn is wide. And the Bulldog faithful loving it here at the AIA.
I will say up 3-0 in game one. This is when this Bulldogs team a lot of times will start to get a little bit more undisciplined in the penalty aspect of the game. You really need to keep yourself composed as you continue throughout. Tomorrow's contest, if they win, it might not mean much for the regular season, but it means a lot for the postseason, as you're still looking to do as much as you can with your lineups in order to build chemistry, build morale going into NCAA play.
So I didn't think we were going to see a goal there in that second period until under a minute to go. What a beautiful play. Devin Rapana gets this absolutely sick feed from O'Hannison on the boards, grabs it out, fakes the forehand, backhand, cuts back to the forehand. Boy, does it get any prettier than that.
Yeah, Rapana he put it all on the line for that goal, and he knew as soon as he got Grainer to go one way, he could easily fall down and bury it in.
So I think this is the point in the game where the message from Coach Phillips is it's time to play some defense. Got to make some smart plays with the puck. You don't have to play conservative, but you have to play smart.
And I think if they were to play conservative, a lot of fans might think that's the right move. It's really not in a game like this. It's still game one. You're still trying to build for the postseason. And if other teams see that you're willing to take your foot off the gas when you're up 3-0, we've seen 3 goals scored in one period very easily. In the women's game over in Angola, they had 6 goals scored in one period. It is very possible to do.
To that point, the other part of the defense that's going to have to come up big again is number 1, Ryan Piros, and with saves like this.
Yeah, Piros played phenomenally. Loretto, of course, laid out for that first stop. Piros makes the second stop. And while Piros stepped up big there, the mistake was his. He's playing aggressive. Yes, that is his nature. That is the style of play he always brings to the table. In a game like this, when you're up 3-0, this is when you need to see Piros play a little bit more conservative, not the rest of the team.
Well, a 3-0 lead for the Bulldogs as we head into the third period of regulation. 1 point is all that Adrian College needs for the Peters Cup regular season NCAA championship. We're going to step aside for our second period intermission and return with more NCAA action after the break. Alex Herman and Sean Whitmer up here in the booth. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, and learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great, great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
I am a special ed social worker, and I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jevi is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
Welcome to Adrian College, where we believe in educating both the heart and the mind. With over 100 innovative academic programs and 10 cutting-edge institutes, you'll find a path that's right for you. Join our vibrant community of over 50 athletic teams and discover why we're recognized as a U.S. News & World Report Most Innovative Institution. Adrian College, where passion meets purpose. Your future starts here.
One-on-one battles lead to unit battles, which lead to team battles, and then a big victory at the end. Nothing different today than what you do every day, all right? Love you guys. Win on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Ready to elevate your game? At Adrian College, our athletes strive for excellence on and off the field. Get involved in over 50 student clubs and organizations where your passions meet purpose. With innovative programs and personalized learning, our academics are designed to ignite your future. Experience vibrant student life, where community and connection shape your college journey. Adrian College, where you belong. Apply today and become part of the Bulldog family.
These students who have worked so hard to achieve what so many never achieve. This evening you join the select company of people who hold a baccalaureate degree or a master's degree. You join a privileged group of individuals, a minority of persons in this country, and an even smaller fraction from around the world who have had both the opportunity to pursue higher education and the intelligence, discipline, and determination to reach this goal. You should be very proud.
I will unquestionably miss being an Adrian College Bulldog. I will miss the pink flowers that light up the campus each spring, the dining halls that prompt exchanges of, "How's your day been?" after a long day of classes, and the sporting events that fill students with pride. I will miss the way this campus instantly feels like home each time I set foot on that Bulldog Mile.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
3-0, our score after 40 minutes of play here at the Arrington Ice Arena. It's the Trine University Thunder coming in to take on your Adrian College Bulldogs. Alex Herman, Sean Whitmer up here in the booth. Happy to have you all rejoin us here on ACTV. Well, what we thought was going to be a scoreless second period turned into an absolute spectacle off the stick of Devin Orana. Got a sick pass from O'Hannison in the neutral zone, grabbed it out of midair on one hand and walked right in for a sure shot breakaway. Our score 3-0 after 40 minutes.
Yeah, he danced his way down Broadway and got a little bit too loose, actually, finding himself falling down as he goes for the shot attempt. But if it finds the back of the net, I don't think he's complaining, grabbing his second goal on the season. Other goal scorers from today's contest, Jacob Suede grabbed his 9th on the season. And the first goal of the game came from team leader in goals, Patrick Saney, grabbing his 18th.
We'll take a look at some statistics from 40 minutes of play. There you see it on screen. Bulldogs leading in just about everything but the face-off column where they're down by 5, but good day so far through the first 2 periods for the Dogs.
Yeah, and we talked momentarily about almost being a scoreless second period. If we don't get that goal from Devin Orana, there's really nothing that changes on this stat graphic except for the shots on goal, face-offs won, and blocks. Penalties stayed exactly the same. We grabbed that one goal, but other than that, it was a very clean second period. There were a couple penalties that maybe could have been called. Officials might have thought players were just laying out a little bit longer than necessary, trying to bait one of those penalties, but at the end of the day, this is when the Bulldogs need to step up and stay composed as they go into the third period with a lead. We often see them come out and get a little bit too chirpy, finding themselves in the box.
They will have to stay poised and patient. We were talking about before the break the importance of defense, but on the other side, there's a team that's hungry to try and jump back into this game in the Trine University Thunder. What do you think the difference maker for them is going to have to be?
They have to come out and play electric. the Thunder have struggled so far in this contest with just they were very patient in the first half of that second period. They'd get in the offensive zone. They'd try to set things up. Obviously, the defensive effort from the forwards of the Bulldogs really didn't help them. So then they started rushing a little bit more later in the second period, and they just fell into the same trap that they were in that first period, where they're not able to get clean looks. They're relying on Bulldog mistakes to get anything done, and Ryan Piros almost handed them one on a silver platter. If it wasn't for Ben Loretto, it might have just ended up that way.
Well, they're going to have to try and find a way to find the back of the net, down by 3. Third period action coming up. We had a small delay in our ice resurfacing, so it'll give us some time to reset for the third period opening puck drop. We're going to step aside and be right back. Alex Herman, Sean Whitmer right here on ACTV. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Bulldog Hockey.
The diploma you will receive symbolizes your efforts and distinguishes you as a highly educated person, learned in the arts and sciences and prepared for a life of achievement and great accomplishment.
Adrian College has built something very special. You've created not just an academic environment, but a culture of physical excellence, discipline, and resilience. You've turned this college into a place where pushing the limits isn't the exception, it's the expectation.
We leave here with countless memories, loyal friendships, and moments that have shaped our character far beyond what we could have imagined when we stepped onto campus. So now, class of 2025, we've come a long way, and I know as we step into this next chapter, we'll step into a new exciting adventure. I know we will do so in faith, in confidence, and in gratitude. Thank you guys, and congratulations, Adrian College, class of 2025.
Bulldogs taking the ice here at the Arrington Ice Arena, getting ready and set for this third period of action as they face off for the Trine University Thunder. Alex Herman, Sean Whitmer up here in the booth. Happy to have you all rejoin us here on ACTV. Bulldogs holding on to a 3-0 lead, trying to clinch the NCAA regular season championship and win the Peters Cup with a point here tonight. 20 minutes away from that becoming a reality.
Yeah, and I think if you're the Bulldogs, you're going to do everything you can to really capitalize on this going forward. It's just, you can't find yourself being complacent. We mentioned it before the intermission. Piros being a little bit more conservative, I think you can live with that. You'd be okay with that. You don't want to see that from the rest of your team.
Hard-nosed hockey is going to win this game. 20 minutes back on the score clock. Everybody gathered up at center ice. Tefelsky and Babich in the middle. Puck is dropped and will resume play here at the AIA. Early shove from Alec Lovasek on Josh Wright. This will squeak out to the neutral zone. Flipped ahead, gloved and possessed by Babich, who turns it over to the stick of Lovasek. This is worked deep by Tefelsky. Out of his crease to play it was Grainer. Stopped on the blue line was Clark. Couldn't hold it in. So a delayed offsides call. Bulldogs forced to reset. Bulldogs will jump around. Clark over for Bannister. Leading the way, gets over the line. Miscue on the pass. Ben Loretto turns it over. Now here's a chance early on. Quick shot blocked by Saney. Went down and got right in the line of fire. Here's a chance in front. Glove saved by Piros. And he's able to keep that out. 2 chances there early for the Thunder as the Bulldogs called for icing.
Thunder going to get another chance to bounce back now with just over a minute gone here in the first period. They've already got one shot on goal, a couple shots off.
This is pitched back off the face-off. Top of the circle. Sent down the board. Saney couldn't play it. Lovasek over everybody's head. This will roll all the way down the ice again, and dueling icing calls. And we'll get our face-off back to our right.
Now what you want to see if you're Ryan Piros, especially with the Thunder leading in the face-off category, having back-to-back offensive zone draws. Often see a lot of teams play very aggressive off the draw win. Thunder have been playing a little bit too patient. I've been preaching they need to be patient on offense. They've been taking it a little bit too much.
There's a shot off the face-off that whistles wide. He's going to head down low, deflected in front. Here's a look. Pad save from Piros. Sprawled out on the top of the crease. Great A look for Babbage. And again, Bulldogs will ice it.
Yeah, just as you mentioned, sent that humming well wide, and then the puck just took an odd bounce before it got into the slot. Bulldogs have to get this puck out cleanly.
Not the guy that you want to see all alone in front of the net either in Alexander Babbage. Talked about him a lot in the pre-show, a player to watch. Leads the Thunder with points at 31, 11 goals, and 20 assists. Saney is tabletop there, and some commotion firing out from the stands. Many arguing maybe for an interference call. There's not going to be anything drawn. It's off the top of the glass. Bulldogs thought it went out, but will continue. Bowman shuffles it ahead for Amsbach. Trine takes a baseball swing at it, almost connected. This will make some contact with the overhanging light fixture, and another whistle will put a halt to play.
Yeah, we're starting to see some of those extracurriculars take place after that hit tabletopping Saney, as you mentioned. There's been some chirping. There's been some late hits between the two teams. Trine took that tumble after that baseball hag going into the boards. A little bit of words exchanged as the two players were getting up.
This is bounced off the boards and down from Nick White. Breakout from Julian Jacob. Will gallop this puck into the neutral zone. Takes a skip off the shin pads of Antonucci. White is able to find DiPietro. There's a turnover. There's some space for Saney. Heavy slap shot from Amsbach. Looking to blast that one behind Rayner. Probably could have skated that in a little bit more than he did, but like the idea. Amsbach in the slot. His wrist shot. O'Hannison with a follow-up that hits the outside of the net. O'Hannison, sharp angle, paddled away by Grainer. Up the boards. Deep, skims it to Malika. Fakes the slap shot, goes low to the circle for Saney. Throws it back. Malika, slap shot. Sticked away. Deep in the corner. Trying to generate a play. Here's Saney. Wrist shot gets blocked, and a nice soak from Lenvardi. Bulldogs controlling in the offensive zone. Amsbach, a stutter step. Cuts to the left. Will circle around the zone now to the bottom of the red line. Amsbach waiting for options. Doesn't like it. Looks, shoots, and that's deflected wide. Amsbach to the hash mark. He's double teamed along the wall, and this is flipped out of the zone. Will cross over both blue lines and back for Malika. Center ice play from Fernestow. We'll dive this deep to the corner. There's a shot from behind from Fernestow as a point drive just gets deflected wide. Peters to O'Hannison. Angled into the wall. There's a takedown. Arm is going to go up here. Thunder are going to go to the power play for the first time. Grainer doesn't see it yet. Now he does, just doesn't want to come out of the crease with the puck in zone, but he'll head to the bench now for the extra attacker. Here goes Babbage. Doesn't like what he saw. Sends a hard pass and a big hit in open ice from Aiden Peters. How about that for a response? Now to the slot. Babbage shoots. It gets blocked and touched up. Thunder are going to go to the power play for the first time this evening.
And Peters is getting sent to the box, also the player with the big hit. That's not what he got sent for, though. There was a tripping down at the other end. As getting a look here at the tripping. Elhannison just getting a little bit too eager there up the ice, but taking a look at some numbers here, power play percentage for the Thunder, 0.184. Opponent power play percentage for the Bulldogs, 0.183.
So the second power play of the day now belonging to the Thunder. They send it low, back to the top of the circle. Controlling is Antonucci. This is off for Jeffers. Gets a return feed, finds Antonucci, hits a run on the ice and pops over his stick. Bounce pass off the boards. Recovered, sent on that stick delay by Piros. Loretto will pitchfork for it. It's Antonucci again. Walks it low. Cross ice feed just goes wide. This will whistle out of the zone. Trying to reach for it was Jeffers, and the Bulldog faithful applaud.
Piros has been so stellar this season, but he's actually given up 13 power play goals on the year. An aspect of the game that his numbers could be a little bit better off in.
Back to the neutral zone. Driving is DiPietro. Down the boards. That shot will go wide. Picked up by Anderson. Back to the point. It's Jeffers. Down to the bumper. Back to the key. Here's a one-timer. That one wide. The rebound sprawled out as Piros. Where's the puck underneath the red line? Jeffers again. Back up top. That was for Nestow. We'll get it right back. Walks the line. 30 seconds left to go. Disrupting is Malika. Backhanded up and out of play. And we'll stop with 13:39 to go.
That's a very big reset for Piros as needs to catch his breath after he sprawled out there and couldn't find the puck. Seemed to be a little out of sorts in his own crease. So getting a chance to get a break, get some water, and reset his gear.
D-zone draw for the Bulldogs. Suede trying to work it out. Loretto will send it around the boards and out of the zone. 15 seconds left in the 5-on-4. Drop pass from DeVries. Collected by Wright. Piros again. Out of his crease. Finds Clark. Looks to blister it out. There's a shot from the point. That one wide to the left. Leading out of the zone is Peters and Amsbaugh. Just over the stick of Peters. Would have had a 2-on-1 if it connected. DiPietro. Bannister flings it low. Rayner with the play behind his net. Orpana off the glass and deep. Rayner out of the crease again. Softly leaves it for DeVries. There's a hit in open ice, and everybody jumping to their feet on the Bulldog bench. That's another call they wanted for interference. Some extra commotion after the whistle there. Orpana is tangled up, and now we got a scrum in the corner. Fists are flying. The officials will step in. And this is what you expected out of the Thunder and Bulldog matchup. We were just wondering when it was going to happen, and now it has. Players still going after it.
We mentioned the matchup in football is called the border brawl. We're seeing a quite literal brawl on the ice right now, and something tells me the officials are going to have to figure out who's all serving.
Trace Johnson and Devin Orpana, both men to the box, still exchanging pleasantries right in front of us. Hopefully not too much of a hot mic, but both parties beaking at each other ever so valiantly. One of the more beautiful parts of the game, if you ask certain hockey fans, is all the commotion that's generated. You hear some creative things being thrown out of each other's mouths. So I think we're going to go 4-on-4 here for the next 2 minutes, both offsetting penalties. I think that's the right call here to try and control the game and keep everything as civil as possible.
It's interesting, all that commotion we've seen down in the corner, nobody sent from that. It was the open ice hit we seen over here around the blue line, and then the extracurriculars after that sent the 2 players.
So 4-on-4 play for the next 2 minutes, 12:29 to go here in the third period.
Seemed to be some more conferring with the coaches from both teams.
Off the face-off, Bannister is able to get it loose. He's off to the races and lost it. Had a 2-on-1 with Amsbaugh. Couldn't convert. Babbage off the wall. DeVries up ahead. This is going to roll all the way down. Bannister there to win the race. 20 seconds in, we have icing. And our in-zone draw back to our left.
Not exactly what you want to see, but going to go back down on the other end now.
A jump on the draw there. Summers and Babbage in the circle. Tied up. One back by Amsbaugh. DeVries sends it low. Piros went to play it. Decided to leave it for Jacob instead. 44-4. Now Ben Loretto. Amsbaugh rushes in. Couple of ticks on the stick handles. Not too fancy with it, and puck stolen away. Dumped low. Jacob takes the shot. Josh Wright playing it. Piros lost track of it. Went down to try and stretch as this is picked off in open ice by Wright. Summers would have had a break to the net otherwise. This is sent to Skew. It's Saney who will pitch in. Amsbaugh has Clark with him. Goes through his legs, just barely stays in. Nice heads-up play from David Clark. The righty sends it up the boards and out of the offensive zone. Bannister will skate back to play it. Piros to the wall for Jacob. Suede in for Saney. Shoots, and a glove save from Grainer. That's an interesting save. Grainer was already down on his post in the RVH. That was the same thing that happened with Saney's first goal in the first period.
And how about the confident look there from Grainer? Just easy glove save. Didn't react at all, flipped it to the official. It's just another day at the office for him. And that's the mindset he has to have right now. Obviously, the scoreboard sitting right in front of his face, but he can't pay any attention to that.
Off the draw, Thunder push down the ice. Here's Simcoe looking to generate a play. A nice inside-out move as it's slashed through the hash marks and taken away. Babbage will have to recover. Josh Wright. Suede taken off his feet. This is going to draw a call. Bulldogs will head back to the power play. And just a reminder that ACTV broadcasts are fully student-ran, and a good time to shout out our entire crew tonight. Of course, myself, Alex Herman, and Sean Whitmer, Dakota Schneider, Josiah Durrell, Michael Hale, Tate Wise, and Aiden Travers, as students call the shots around here, quite literally. Bulldogs back to the power play. Second time tonight, 1 for 1 on the day. Jake Suede getting the tally in the first period. We'll see what they can do here. Clark at the blue line. Whips it to Amsball. Waits, dishes low. Suede back for Amsball. Shoots, it's blocked in front. Suede from a sharp angle. Loose for Summers across, and it's poked back to the boards. Summers is taken out. Here's a short-handed rush for the Thunder and a slip and slide. This is going to get called on Tefelsky, who's absolutely irate. Though I'll try and keep my bias out of this, I have to agree with him.
And how about the tempers flaring from Ian Amsbaugh down at the other end as well? Amsbaugh, not a player that usually gets overly animated, but two players tangled up, and
they called it a hold. They both went for the puck. I mean, how do you call that?
And chirping with Amsbaugh there at the tail end of that replay was Captain Sean Henry, just trying to get into the head of the talented forward.
So what was a power play only lasted 20 seconds. We'll have a minute 30 and change of 4-on-4 time, and then a short power play for the Thunder. Amsball is shoved into the boards. Tries to step in with a poke check. This is knocked in the air. Summers will kick it down himself. Takes a hard shot on the glass. Good play by Jeffers on the wall. This is let out by Loretto. Underneath 10 minutes to go here in the third period. Tempers flaring here at the AIA. Loretto will give the signal. Fires a pass to Suede. Takes it 1-on-3. Suede trying to split the D. Will send it back out. Bannister looking to his right and is able to find Clark. Decides not to enter the zone and circle it back. Now it's Suede once again. A saucer to Saney. Bumped over his stick. He's taken out. Thunder trying to vacate their defensive zone. It's Henry. We'll whip it around the boards. Now in front. Takes a deflection and settles underneath the red line. There's a feed way downtown. As Jeffers is the last guy to play it. 5 seconds left on the Thunder penalty. And then now it'll start a short power play, but not before an icing whistle. 8:25 to go here in the third.
Yeah, we'll have 4-on-4 for essentially the puck drop. And one of the players that's been stellar at that all game here, DiPietro. 7 face-offs, 1 for 2 on shots on goal.
Now a power play for the Thunder. As this is played out, Vellucci has some time and space, walks in, a great move. Vellucci never got the shot off in time. Brody Simcoe with a back check that canceled out that opportunity. 3 seconds left, long shot, blockered away by Piros. Around the boards, this puck is hunted after by Theo Trine. Deflection up and out of play. We'll take another whistle.
Yeah, that one looked like it caught the shoulder of Malika and went out. Of course, Devin Orana, the 1 goal on the game, but he's been shooting a little bit more. 3 shots, 2 of which were on goal, 1 of which was in the goal.
Friendly player that Devin Orana is. Had the fortunate pleasure of spending a decent amount of time with him off the ice, so he's a great person to be around. As just about, if not all of these Bulldogs are, just great characters who understand how to be fantastic young men. Play continues on as Lucas Deeb tries to generate a play in the offensive zone. Jacob crafts up a pass for Loretto. They're going to signal as a deflection on this, so there's no icing. As Suede is still tangled up. This is Loose walking down to the Thunder. Now towards the front of the net, sticked away by Piros. Pumped in on net. Rayner up and around the boards. 6:40 to go here in the third period. Bannister across for Clark. Now to Tefelsky. This is covered up by Grainer. He'll get the whistle.
Only 6:30 remaining here in the game. The Thunder need to start playing a lot more aggressive on the offensive end. The patience has been a lot better this period, but it's almost cost them.
Also important to note, too, out-of-state scoreboard, but not out of town for us. Our Lady Dogs women's NCAA team beating Trine tonight 10-0 after 60 minutes, so a big win for them as we await to see what happens with their regular season title. Orana takes a shot and lays a big hit down on Johnson. Malucci over the line, goes for a skate. His pivoting pass redirected down low. Orana will take another shot to the chest. Bowman across, quick shot, pops the water bottle off the top of the net. Boy, you don't see that happen very often. Only time a water bottle will explode like that is if the puck goes up and under, but I think that puck hit the top of the net. And from the blue line, too. That's not easy to do.
Yeah, I think it skipped off the top of that water bottle and just sent it flying. I don't even think Grainer realizes.
There's a old video of Sidney Crosby doing a trick shot where he shoots a puck into the net and a water bottle pops up into the air and he shoots a second puck at the flying water bottle out of the air. That's sort of what that reminded me of, because, again, you really only see a water bottle come off the net on a goal, not a missed shot. It's kind of impressive. There you see the water bottle. I think that water bottle's busted as well.
Yeah, as looks like Tierney's going to skate back to get a new water bottle for his netminder.
Oh, look at this. Boom. Right there.
Seeing the water fly out.
Yeah. That's impressive. That is hard to do. From the blue line on a full power shot, keep it just enough bar height, but high enough that you'll miss it. Because off the point, Piros will cover up on a quick save.
Just a few moments ago, you touched on the women's NCAA team winning 10-0. Of course, those players are now going to start taking a look at Concordia University, Wisconsin facing off against Marion. That is tied at 1 apiece in the second period. If Marion comes out victorious, Bulldogs will be the regular season champions for the women's side of things.
All eyes on NCHA play here tonight. Here's a slap shot. Piros down and out. That one missed. Off the boards. This takes a kick. Possessed down low. And fended to the corner. Oretto waiting. Trine tries to knife it out. Now in the slot. Patient for a pass was Furness down. Will jump out. Jacob off the boards. Will head back to the bench for a change. I apologize. He's going to stay out there. Looked like he was headed back to the bench. Shot from an angle, deflected up into the net. And a stoppage in play again, 4:06 to go.
Of course, PA announcer right now announcing to stay tuned for the 3 stars of the game. Might be one of the most difficult 3 stars to choose from in a Bulldog hockey game this year, as it's just been a little bit done by every player.
Here's Jacko Hannison. Had an excellent assist in the second period. Escorts it to the top of the circle. Whistles down low. as Johnson will play it. Summers trying to poke check for possession. DiPietro out of the zone. Bannister will glove it. Sends a fast pass off for Summers, who takes some more contact from Henry. Grainer on the backhands. Now a 2-on-1 developing. Shut down by some nice defensive footwork from Clark. Summers takes a glove to the face as Jeffers was going for the hip check. Tefelsky with some contact of his own. There's Suede, has his lumber knocked out of his hands.
That's an interesting way for Suede to lose his stick. He got it caught wrapped around the face of a Trine player.
Look at Suede go with the speed, looking for Tefelsky in front. There's a hit from Suede on Marquette. Back to the neutral zone. Bobbled around, it's recovered. There's a delayed call. It's against the Thunder. Lovasek in, his saucer pass picked off. Outside circle. Now to the slot. The Thunder will touch up. And 2:39 to go. Bulldogs get a very important power play.
I believe that's going to go against Marquette. He took that hit from Suede that stumbled him, and he just retaliated immediately right in front of one of the officials. They will always catch the second act.
I didn't see it. Was it in front of the bench?
Yeah, he skated over and pushed Suede into the bench, actually having Suede keeled over the board area there.
So the only other power play for the Bulldogs was this period, and it was short-lived. The first one the Bulldogs scored on in the opening frame. Puck possession is key here. Can really wind down the clock.
You also got to watch the Thunder. They have 3 shorthanded goals this season.
The other part of it, too, is if you're the Thunder, do you try and send it down or look to rush for a play? Because you're down at this point and got to score. Here's Henry dancing his way in. And a head save from Piros. A la Henrik Lundqvist takes that one off the noggin.
Yeah, that was a rifled shot in there, but Piros took it off. Pretty safe spot of the helmet, all things considered. Obviously, you don't want to take a shot off your head if you don't have to. I'd say if you got to, though, that's not a bad place to choose.
It's weird, too, because sometimes as a goaltender, you feel the headshots and sometimes you don't. It's all about how fast the puck is going, what part of the puck hits you, and then where. Very hit or miss. Not a pleasant feeling regardless. Don't recommend it for any of our youngsters out there. There's a chance in front. Quick shot stopped by Grainer.
Yeah, that was Deeb that just sent one on net in a pretty quick manner. No line change for the Bulldogs. Expect to see that first power play unit back on the ice shortly, and when that transpires, you got to keep an eye out for number 13 if you're the Thunder. Suede's already gotten one this game. Summers came in as the power play man to watch.
Off the draw, taken away. Saney with a quick wrister that gets gobbled up. And some extra action after the whistle. All right. Deeb's still in there.
It's interesting the amount of uncharacteristic extracurriculars from 2 of the Bulldogs' freshman forwards in this contest. Deeb there on that last one, and Aiden Peters earlier, who had about a 4-minute stint on the ice where he was just causing havoc everywhere with big hits.
They sent the face-off out to the neutral zone, which will give the Bulldogs a lane to skate it back as Loretto does exactly that. Here's Saney, a couple of good moves. Saney in. There's going to be an arm up here. And they say holding. Who is it against is the question.
I believe it's going to go against Kyle DeMarco.
Yep. So now what was a 5-on-4 is 5-on-3 for the next 25 seconds. I mean, an ideal situation for the Bulldogs.
And the first power play unit back on the ice. Got to keep an eye out for Summers on the face-off dot here.
60 seconds left in the period. Clark will slowly play the puck. Ham's ball, shoots, tipped in front, the rebound, backhanded, scores! Jake Suede for 2 on the power play, and it's 4-0.
How about this one for Jake Suede? We talked about right place, right time. Teammate goes in for the poke. That was Tefelsky. Suede scooped it up. Backhand flip, finds the twine, celebrates with his teammates, and he just celebrated his 10th goal on the season.
I'm amazed on how, on the power play, sometimes Jake Suede just vanishes and then appears. You don't see him for 1 second because he's putting himself into a position where he can get the puck, and then he does, and then it's in the back of the net.
That's also Suede's team leading now 7th power play goal. Came in 2nd in that category underneath Summers. But with 2 power play goals on the game, he takes the lead.
.2 to go in this third period. And the Bulldogs have just about sealed it.
I believe Coach Phillips testing out his 3rd power play unit now.
No need to do anything fancy, just play possession and wind the clock down. And that's what they're going to do. Will Bowman takes it back. Everybody on their feet at the AIA. Hugs and fist bumps all around. 2 seconds and 1. The Bulldogs win the NCHA and take home the Peters Cup. A 25-save shutout for Ryan Piros.
Some extracurriculars after as well. Henry and Orpana getting into it, and Piros will just...
Piros sitting on top of the net. What a shot of Ryan Piros. What a way to end a Friday. First time since the 22-23 season. How about that for the Bulldogs? No goals for the Thunder in Adrian or Angola.
How about that moment there for Ryan Piros? You mentioned played in a national championship last year for Utica. Comes here to the Bulldogs, and he's already getting them some hardware as Julian Jacob just got tackled by Lucas Deeb.
I'm sure it's going to be all smiles tonight.
And while the celebration starts, they do have to keep in mind business isn't over. They have a trip tomorrow, and they got to handle business there, keep their confidence high and their momentum rolling as they will officially host the entirety of the NCHA for them if they continue to play well.
Things you love to see. Another Bulldog victory. Sticks raised and tapped at center ice. And a salute to the crowd. So we'll have a small trophy ceremony for the Bulldogs as they celebrate their Peters Cup championship. There you see it. The hardware that has graced this building many times before, back home where it belongs.
Jake Suede skating over to grab it for his team.
How about that? Everybody will circle around the Peters Cup. We'll get a nice team photo with all the guys in there. I think we might be in the background of this photo too. How about that? Smile and say cheese. Now a yard sale on the ice. How about that? A lot of photos being taken here. Finally, we get the job done.
And you know the Bulldogs are going to be telling themselves that's the first of many this year. They need to keep their heads held high, their composure throughout the rest of the season in order to accomplish everything they want to this year.
4-0, our final score here from the AIA as the Bulldogs say there's no thunder in the forecast today. Well, we'll walk through our scoring summary before we get our 3 stars of the game. Patrick Saney at 7:03 in the first period, assisted by Nick O'Hannison and Alec Lovasek, gave the Bulldogs an early 1-0 lead. As we'll catch the replay of that. Love to see this shot. Saney just turning on one and finds the back of the net. On the power play at 12:54, we had Jake Suede, assisted by Ian Amsbaugh and Brad Summers to make it 2-0. Second period, late in that frame, 19:29. The highlight goal of the day, Devin Orpana from Jack O'Hannison and Ben Loretto. Man, I cannot stop watching this goal. That backhand shovel pass, tipped down, Orpana in, fakes it and stuffs it in the back of the net. And our final goal of the game, 19:05 in the third period. Jake Suede again on the power play from Frank Tefelsky and Ian Amsbaugh. So our 3 stars of the game getting ready to be announced. You can already see them in the tunnel, and I will agree with all of the picks. It's just a question of what is the order.
I think the only change I would have made was maybe Devin Orpana over
Jake Suede, our 3rd star of the day. Captain leading his team, as always, to another victory. And I'm going to say Patrick Saney is number 2. Yep. Patrick Saney, his 6th goal in 3 games. That kid is hot as ever. And the 1st star of the game with a perfect game and a shutout. Ryan Piros, number 1. Leads his team to a Peters Cup championship.
Yeah, and he's going to have to buy dinner tonight for Ben Loretto and some of those other defenders as they kept him clean tonight.
looking ahead, Bulldogs with one more regular season game this season, that being tomorrow evening over in Angola, as they take on Trine for their second game of the weekend. Hard to believe it's just setting in right now. That was the last regular season game of the 25-26 season. Easy to get emotional about something like that, but boy, as a senior, time is flying.
Yeah, it's big moment for the players on the ice, big moment for you up here in the booth, as they'll celebrate in the locker room and get ready for a business trip tomorrow. You mentioned able to keep Thunder off the forecast for today's contest, but it was Jake Suede with the Lightning to allow the team to come out victorious.
After tomorrow's game, it's right into playoff time. February 20th and 21st, the NCAA quarterfinals will be hosted here at the Arrington Ice Arena. Both of those games at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on ACTV. The following week, should the Bulldogs advance, the 28th of February, the NCAA semifinals, that game at 3 o'clock p.m. And then the Harris Cup finals, if the Bulldogs are there on March the 7th, that time still to be determined. And then, of course, after that, we're into the NCAA tournaments, as hopefully the Bulldogs will be there and can make a good run to the Frozen Four. 4-0 our final score after 60 minutes of play. Bulldogs win the Peters Cup at the Arrington Ice Arena. Alex Herman and Sean Whitmer signing off for tonight. You've been watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.